I've been taking Benadryl to sleep for a few months, and sometimes I sleep with, so I went downstairs to meet her, and we find the breaker box door ripped off and all the switches off, which sucks because there's a camera outside, but our landlord said he's trying to back up the footage to see if it caught them. 2 guys tried to break in at 5 am early Sunday morning. At around 5 am I woke up to this violent banging and shaking on my door. Just experienced a glitch. My husband left the house in our white car about an hour ago. About 15 minutes ago I came downstairs to make some food and I saw our car pulling out of the driveway, so I thought maybe he had just come home, forgotten something, and immediately left. I called him to ask if he had forgotten something, and he said it was from an hour earlier when he left the house, and indeed it was. Through the speaker, we heard a pre-recorded message from the Secretary of Agriculture, the person who oversees all the national forests. I work as a lookout at a national forest. Does anyone know what a code black means? Peter, can you even see anything up there? Harry, the oldest yet least mature forest ranger, said over the two-way. High on my perch in Tower 3, I had a full 360-degree view of a / national forest that stretched out to the horizon. This was a dumb joke he liked to ask every time I drew the short straw for this position. So yes, vision is clear. Then no smoke, so no fires, no adverse weather conditions. The cool, but hey, can you see me flipping the double bird to you? He said this so often that I mouthed the words as he spoke. Harry, like stress or radiation, was fine in small doses. But God helps you if you have a weekend shift with the man. But that's a negative, I said, so Hal's campsite duty is low. There are like 5 campers here, and 2 of them are hosts. Filth Hat Jack is back as host of the Western Loop. I can't stand that dude. He's not bad, little gruff, but once you break through, he's still a little gruff, I said, trying and failing to find something nice to say about Filth Hat Jack. Gruff like those goats from the fairy tale, weren't they? Devils are sold to the devil or tricked to devil. I'm not up to date with my billy goat folklore, that's why they put you up in the tower. Meanwhile, the rest of us grounders are thinking of playing poker later. Ground squares or grounders was the nickname Harry made up for anyone not working in a lookout tower during their shift. It never made sense to me squares can climb trees, which are nature's towers, but the name stuck. Tower dwellers were named after the high-flying sandhill cranes, which, inevitably, got shortened to sandies, and you all suck at poker, I said. You have to be able to bluff and lie to win. All the people on grounded duty are basically priests. Now me, I can spin yarns like the best of them. Hey, knit nuts, why don't you spin me a yarn about how you lost $100 last time we played? Guys, these two-way radios are for emergencies, Gwen said, her voice sounding more exasperated than usual. She was another Sandy set up in Tower 5, about 20 miles northwest of me. She had a gifted kid vibes, which made sense, as she had been one and was easily annoyed with the rest of us, but everyone loved her, yet deep down, she loved us too. But like, really deep down, and called John Hammond. We found in Saxon Ange and Amber Deep, then Gwenny, Harry said, dragging out her name. You promised not to play School Mode today, then Jorge's gone for the week, and let's enjoy our boss-free day. Gwen sighed, so 1, I never promised anything, then 2, you know I hate 20. And 3, it was a troll in the 3 Billy Goats, gruff legend, she said before adding, oh, and 4, you are the absolute worst poker player in camp, Peter, the boom. Harry said. I couldn't see him doing his bull's horn hand charging at your move, but I knew he was doing it, so this man was in his 50s, then he had kids in college. Everyone knows, but yeah, so Gwen is right. These 2 ways are for official business only. Sandy 3, out. I have fun with Filth Hat Jack, Gwen said. Sandy 5, out. I'll pray no sudden thunderstorms come rolling in, Harry said with a laugh, yet grounder one. Over and out. Baby, suck my butt. Again, this man has a mortgage. When I get tower duty, I always bring a book or 2. When you're up in the gentle rocking and quiet of the air, you can get a lot of reading done. I'm currently going through a series of horror movie tie-in novelizations. I just finished Alien in the fog and was looking forward to The Blob. Furthermore, I wanted to do a run of Fortis-Told detective novels next, and no, I don't have a girlfriend. And why do you ask? Anyway, after about an hour, my 2-way came to life. To Sandy 3, this is Sandy 5, you copy. Gwen was always so formal. To Sandy 3 to Sandy 5, I copy. Hey Pete, you get any emergency calls in the last 10 or so minutes? Negative. What's up? The cabin's 2-way started squawking a bit ago. First, it was just static, but then, well, it kind of sounded musical. Musical? How? It sounded like a kid's piano playing Mary Had a Little Lamb, I think. It repeated a few times before going silent, then maybe radio signals bleeding through. I thought that at first too, but haven't heard anything since. Maybe you have a fan out there that really wanted you to hear their rendition of a childhood favourite. If anyone knows I'm up here, I'm already in trouble. No one is scheduled to come out this way today. I wouldn't go speaking that out into the wider world, Gwen. I am not alone, and Pearl is here with me. We're attached to the hip, you know. Pearl was what she called her pistol. All of us carried something when we went out into the wild. In my civilian life, I'm not much of a gun guy. Out here, though, I understand that it's an important tool in my toolbar. Don't want to be cornered by a wildcat and not have something to scare it away. Pearl is a straight shooter after all. They're the best. Let me know if you hear anything, huh? But my intuition is pecking at me. The Roger. If he comes back, try to record some of it with your phone. Shit, that's a smart idea. There's sometimes we non-gifted Sandys stumble into one. I regret telling you that all the flipping time Pete, Sandy 5 had, is Sandy 3 over and out. I hung up the microphone and walked over to the north-facing window. If the weather is clear, I can sometimes make out Tower 5 from here. It takes a minute to spot, but I always can because, as the old saying goes, there are no straight lines in nature. While not technically true, it's mostly true and a useful guide for spotters. The difference between Mother Nature and her wayward child, mankind. I scan the horizon for anything out of the ordinary, but everything looks serene. This view never changes, but it also never disappoints. The number of hours I've sat out on the catwalk just staring out at the natural world would astound you. To work as a ranger, you need to have not just a healthy fear and appreciation for the wild, but genuinely love it. I heard electronic squelches behind me and turned to see some of the lights on the cabin's two-way lighting up. I walked back over, picked up the handle, and spoke. "Sandy Tree, come back." Static broke through the speakers, but that was it. So no words, and no childhood songs, but nothing but grating static. I waited a bit to see if anyone would respond, but after 2 minutes of staring at a speaker, I determined it was nothing. I kicked back in my chair and dove back into my paperback, and 2 pages later, Gwen came back. "Sandy 3, this is Sandy 5. I groaned as I sat back up and grabbed the microphone. "Go for Sandy 3, the Peter. Do you see something in the sky? North, northwest?" Trailing the long, coiled cord behind me, I walked to the window and looked in the direction she told me. I held my hand over my eyes to shield any glare, but still didn't see anything. But I pressed the button, then negative, then can't see anything, then what is it? I don't know. I was knitting, and I heard something whiz over the tower. Sometimes small planes step closer than they should, but when I looked out, I didn't see anything, but at first. Then, about 10 or so miles out, the sun reflected off something silver in the sky, the chopper. Sometimes the fire guys do test runs on clear days. There's nothing on the schedule. I tried raising them on a radio, but no one responded. That wasn't ideal. You want the fire brigade to answer a call. That goes double if you're surrounded by living firewood. A spark could start an inferno that could eat through the entire forest at a speed that would make your head spin. "Want me to try to hail them?" "Yes," she said, and her usually firm voice wavered a little. "Pete, this thing is just hovering in the sky. Sometimes they'll do a training run without informing us, so it's rare, but it happens. Yet that has to be it. It has to be," she echoed. "Give me a second. Let me switch frequencies and call. Then I'll come right back. Sandy 5 out." I gave the sky another glance, but didn't see anything hovering, and I knew Gwen. She was as straight a shooter as Pearl. If she said she saw something, she saw it. I flipped over to the fire emergency frequency and depressed the button. "This is a // National Forest Lookout Tower 5. Does anyone copy?" Silence, yet I tried again, but again, and nothing. I flipped to a few more frequencies and didn't get a reply, and it was like they were ignoring us. I switched back to Gwen and filled her in, but she wasn't happy. "What the hell? So what's going on? What if there's a fire? There's the thing still in the sky, yet they're not moving. Feels like I'm being watched. What's the bearing on your Osborne?" The Osborne is a fire detecting tool equipped within every cabin. It's used to determine a location relative to the tower. It swivels 360 degrees and has an accurate topographical map at its center. When you sight smoke, you line up the crosshairs and find the degrees along the side. It's accurate enough with one tower, but more so if other towers can center in and cross-reference each other. 329 degrees and 48 minutes, Gwen said. "Let me know what you see." I moved the Osborne to the bearing and took a gander through the crosshairs. My eyes are trained to follow along the ridges, so it took a second for me to adjust to the sky. At first, I didn't see anything with my naked eye. Then I did notice the sun glint off something, and when I see it, barely, but there's something there. Just so I'm not crazy, well, that remains to be seen. But with this, you're good. I don't like that I can't get through to fire and rescue, yet that's never happened before. Try yourself, maybe you can reach them that way. And I tried, yet no signal. I usually have a few bars out here, but not now. They're always when you need it the most, right? Tanoki though, shit, Pete, this thing is dropping. They're falling or landing. They're both. Then it's a quick, controlled descent. But you see it? I didn't, so I barely seen it in the air. If it was quickly falling out of the sky, I had no chance of seeing a thing, yet a negative, the ship, but it just dipped behind the tree line. Then I'm filling out a smoke report. I don't know what else to do except follow protocol. Let me try to give them a call on my phone. Then I had a signal earlier. Hold on. I pulled my phone out, ready to dial, but noticed I didn't have any service. Yeah, it wasn't even roaming. Just blank, like cell towers have been erased. I tried restarting my phone, but it didn't change anything. I don't have service either, I said into the two-way. Any changes over there? I heard Gwen hit the button to speak, but she didn't say a word. Instead, I listened to her handheld two-way radio click several times and, sure enough, the beginning of Mary Had a Little Lamb started playing. Finally she whispered, "Are you hearing this?" "I am." The song suddenly stopped and a calm, almost robotic voice started to speak. "I'm trying to keep it there." I sat in the cab beside the car, writing this. The next day I found the only other person who knows what happened to Part I. The cops said that Kenny fell through a rotten floor in a condemned building and that we panicked. I walked around the town a second too long and his face was drained of everything but confusion and something close to anger, so I just need to see you.